A mother walks into court and immediately admits defeat. I know that I have violated all the agreements, but she's not there to fight the eviction. She's there to beg for time to keep her children from becoming homeless. This is a 2026 Michigan eviction proceeding where a tenant facing nearly $3,000 in arrears and allegations of squalid living conditions tries to trade admission for mercy.
Do all of you swear or affirm that the testimony you give in this matter will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Interrupt.
Yeah.
I actually, I don't think we need to have a trial. I know that like I have violated all the agreements. I just want to try to get as much time as I can to get my kids a safe place to live.
So,
That's all I'm asking.
so what we're boiling down to is some sort of negotiation to allow you longer than the 10 days.
Yes.
But they're saying that they don't want to give you longer than the 10 days. So, I think in that case, I have to have the trial because we can't reach an agreement.
Mhm.
So, I have to have the trial to decide whether or not you should have the 10 days or if I think you should have longer. Now, admittedly, my ability to give you longer is going to be very, 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 very limited to do that. So on the off, I shouldn't say the off chance, on the chance that I find for the plaintiff, you're probably still going to only get the 10 days, just so you're aware of that.
And like when I talked to the attorney on the phone, I wasn't saying only $100, I was saying $100 a month as a payment plan. Because I can't afford to pay more than that at this point, as I'm not working.
Mr. Monroe, do you or any of your representatives have the authority to negotiate?
I think the negotiations have already taken place, Your Honor. And I've been told that they came down to the one that we just mentioned. And we're not willing to go below that.
So it sounds like they're not willing to negotiate for a longer stay or different arrangements. So we'll go ahead and have the hearing then. Mr. Monroe, I'm sorry, your first witness again.
Thank you. Going to call Kathleen McBean. Do you want her up there on the bench or can she testify?
She can stay there just as long as she speaks up loud enough for the recording equipment to pick her up.
I'm big enough, I can do that.
You- Okay, state your name for the record.
Kathleen Ellen McVeigh.
And what is your position with the plaintiff?
I am the new community manager of Northland Meadows.
Okay, and in that capacity, is the defendant a resident of your establishment?
Yes, she is.
And is she still in possession thereof?
Yes, she is.
Are you familiar with the facts with regard to the amount of funds that are in arrears at this point?
Yes, I am.
Well, let's start there. Is there an arrearage for rent on that apartment?
Yes.
Can you tell the court what that number is, please?
2902. $22,902.
How do you get there?
I don't think, I'm very, very new at this, so.
I've got a copy of the ledger.
The
Can you
ledger,
use
oh,
that?
perfect. I need a magnifying glass, but yeah. Late charges, small payments here and there, rent, filing fees for the lawyers. There is no cleanup fees or anything
At this point,
at this point.
we're showing, I think, $2,772 in arrearages of rent and late fees.
27?
That's what
Yeah,
it
so
says
this
right
morning
here.
it was 29 because we were looking at it.
All
So
right.
of course I.
Now it's up to 29.
Probably from the lawyer fees, maybe, I'm not
No.
sure. Maybe late fee
It's 29 what now?
is 2902.
2902.
Yeah.
And we have, in addition to that, service fees of $62.04, a filing fee of $130, and a lawyer's fee of $75. And I believe that all adds up to $3,042.04. Does that sound right to you? That number?
If that's what you're saying, yeah. Yeah, when I looked at it this morning, this total was 2902. So I'm not sure what.
Okay, the 2902 doesn't include the cost.
Okay, yeah, probably not for today or anything.
All right. Have you, the records with regard to why The plaintiff is asking for possession as well as rent. Did you know what I just said?
No, I didn't, I'm sorry.
Why are you asking for possession in addition to rent?
She failed 4 housekeeping inspections, 4 weeks in a row. I don't know if you have the pictures, but,
Do you?
I don't have them. They are on her account. And there was no, improvement from each inspection.
Describe the condition of the apartment for the court, please, while I pull up the pictures.
Very, very filthy. Dog feces on the floor, mattresses off of the, clothes, dirty clothes all over the place. Doesn't look like they flushed the toilet. It was almost, in my opinion, condemnable. And she has little kids in this area as well. Garbage all over the place. She had an area where she, it's gonna need to be pulled up out of there and replaced.
Does this gentleman next to you have information that,
Yes, it does.
in addition to yours?
He actually seen physical, I've seen the pictures. He actually seen the physical apartment.
All right, who is this gentleman?
This is our maintenance supervisor, Doro Pena.
Would you swear, Mr. Pena, your honor?
Already done.
Thank you. May I interrogatory with him, please?
You may.
What knowledge do you have about the condition of the defendant's apartment, sir?
The cleaning aspect of it, it's really bad. We had 2 inspectors go in there and we have a list, I don't have it, of everything that needed.
Do you have that list?
I don't have.
We don't have it.
anything now. The old manager had a lot of this stuff. We should have
To
brought it in.
give her a warning, to give her a chance.
Are you familiar with an incident where the defendant was involved with an automobile and some damage to the property?
I was informed of the incident, but I wasn't a witness of it.
We do have a witness.
What nature of damage occurred? And then we'll get to that witness.
She was drinking and driving and she ran into a fire hydrant and she ran into a light pole and damaged that on New Year's Eve Day morning.
Were the police called for that?
Yes, sir. And there was a report and she was arrested.
All right, let me see if I can pull. Do you have information about damages that occurred to other tenants of your property as a result of this?
So
Something about damage other than at the apartment itself, I mean. Or not?
no, I don't think so.
People that you have with you that know about problems associated with her, the people you have back behind, who are they?
Oh, I just have just the guy that's seen her drinking and driving. I think all the other people.
Let's call that witness now, Your Honor, and then I'll go back to the pictures.
All right, fair enough. Do we know the witness's name?
Yes, his name is Christopher Little Bear. Yep.
All right, Mr. Little Bear, if you can come up, walk between these 2 tables here and make your way up to the chair beside me. Before you're seated, if you raise your right hand, you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you give in this matter will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. I did. Go ahead and have a seat.
What's your name, sir?
Chris Lobear, or Christopher Lobear,
Spell your last name.
Littlebear.
All right, sir. And are you employed by the plaintiff?
No.
You're an independent contractor?
I work for a subcontractor,
All right. In what capacity? A snowplow?
snowplow.
Were you using snowplow on the property of the plaintiff recently involving this defendant?
Yeah, yes.
Tell the court about it.
It was, do I have to look at anybody in particular? No. It was, New Year's Eve, 3, 4 in the morning. Initially, she had backed out and hit the curb. And then we got stuck up on the curb in between the trash can and the garage. My boss decided to push her out, tell her to go home and pump. 20 minutes later, I seen her leave. As I was leaving, she hit the fire hydrant on the corner. Sat there for a couple minutes, spin her tires right up on the curb. With the light pole 3 times.
Is there damage to the light pole?
Yeah, it broke the light.
Broke the light? Were the police called as a result of this?
Yeah,
Were you there when they arrived?
yes.
What happened?
They took a statement. Conveniently, she came back a couple minutes after they got there, and then they started questioning her.
Was she taken into custody?
Yes.
You know for what reason?
I do have the letter.
Oh, we
And I
got
have the
that already.
pictures. Yes, I have I have all the pictures on here
You do?
too. Yep, we can do this.
Mr. Monroe, are you done with Mr. Little
I'm
Bear?
through with that witness, Your Honor.
So I'm gonna jump out of order here, but Ms. Colley, do you have any questions for Mr. Little Bear before I excuse him from the stand?
No.
All right, so you can, all right, Mr. Monroe, are you done permanently with Mr. Little Bear?
Yes.
All right, sir, you're free to go about your day.
Yes, you may be released, Your Honor. Thank you, sir. Ms. McVean is pulling up some photographs, Your Honor.
My phone's a little smaller.
You have, while you're doing that, I know you can do 3 things at once.
I can.
Okay, do you have a ledger of the damages that have occurred so far
I do.
with regard to the apartment itself?
I have her ledger of what she owes, and I can probably look at it a little bit. Let's see, attorney fees, late fees.
I'm just worried about photographs right now.
Okay, so let me see. Slow going, I'm so sorry.
I will say for the record, there is a photograph of a broken light, looks like a parking lot light attached in the court file.
That's correct.
the.
There should be a packet that came to you, Your Honor, which includes all those photographs, including the ledgers and the damages to the property. I'm told that they sent that to you, and I'm asking it be admitted as a business record of the plaintiff.
The only photograph I have is the alleged damage to the light fixture. I know the notice to quit attaches the allegations regarding the inspections. But that is all I have other than the complaint and lease and summons and the police report from the drunk driving incident.
I just moved over.
So you're just striking out all the way around, aren't you?
But I've got it. I'm really close. Does anybody have an iPhone in here?
Yeah.
How do you, no, I just want to know how to get to my downloads. It'll be,
Permission, Your Honor.
I have no objection. I assume Mr. Monroe doesn't either.
Look at you go.
There you go.
All right. So they're not there. Down, download.
No problem.
Don't lose them.
I'm not going to.
Take your home and have them teach me how to use my phone. All right, so it's gonna probably take a few.
There's a lot to be said for paper sometimes.
I know, right? I know. And I thought seriously about printing them all off, but I thought he had them all. It's just a black screen, but and if maybe I'll just leave it there, maybe it'll pop up or something, but yeah, the pictures were, anybody living in that building knew I would have moved out. Cause it just wasn't safe. It was horrible.
Mr. Monroe, do you have any additional
I'm
questions?
getting the pictures myself. Starting with this one, that's the picture of
That's the light pole.
the light pole.
Mhm.
And following that are
Yeah,
pictures
there they are.
of the apartment.
Yeah, these
All
are,
right, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come down so I can see those photos as well.
Thank you, Your Honor.
these are the, I mean, the light pole to me is minimal, but go down.
Ms. Colley, I'm just gonna show you what I saw, so you're on the same page.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Accidentally closed out of that.
Did you get a chance to look at those pictures too, sir?
Oh, yeah.
Me?
Yes.
Yes, I was there.
Do you agree that those fairly and accurately represent the nature of her apartment when you made those inspections? I think that covers it, Your Honor.
Ms. Colley, do you have any questions for either Ms. McVean or Mr. Pena? I have a question. When was it that you observed the condition of the apartment shown in those photographs?
We had a HUD inspection on it, and me and our regional manager and the inspector, and I can't remember the time.
So around the first of the year or before that?
Before that,
Before that. I think-
Hold on, Mr. My question is Mr. Pena, so let him,
probably like November,
around November?
October, when we all 3 of us went in there and inspected that unit.
Was there any follow-up inspections done?
I followed up on some I think we were doing like once a month and giving her notice. And see if we could see any improvement.
Was there any improvement in the follow-ups?
No, sir.
Now, Ms. McVean, I have a question for you. So you stated that the ledger shows $2,902 owing as of today.
Yes.
But when I add that figure together with the costs that Mr. Monroe mentioned, the 6204 for the service, 130 for the filing fee and $75 for the attorney fee, I come up with a total of $3,169.04, which is different than what I believe Mr. Monroe came up with. He came up with $3,042.04. So let me ask you, how much was her rent?
1109.
Is that what she was responsible for?
No, I'm looking.
It was
It was
$8.99.
$8.99. I'm sorry.
$8.99 was her responsibility.
I believe $8.99. She did have a voucher to her responsibility was $8.99.
But not part of the $8.99. That was her out-of-pocket responsibility.
I believe so, yeah.
All right.
The voucher was $210. That's what it's showing. And of
And
course, she stopped paying.
when
so,
was her last?
She made a payment on 2/3 of 26 for $25. My bad. 2/3, she made a $25 payment. She made a $100 payment.
On the same day?
Mhm.
So a total of 125?
Oh,
What was her balance owing at that time before she made that payment?
This is what's weird is see, I'm still learning the ledger too. So it was 3631. Then she had a late fee of 40, attorney fee of 130. Then she, oh, my bad, she made a payment on 224, $8.99. That's what brought her down. And then she had a rent due of 1109. That brought it up to 4,000. But then it looks like she had a voucher for 1109. So continue to accrue late fees,
How much are your late fees?
$40 a month if her rent's not paid.
So part of that 2902 include attorney fees?
It did on 220 and 26. No, I'm sorry, just 220 for 130.
Were those attorney fees trying to get compliance under the lease and not part of the lawsuit?
Unfortunately, I wasn't there then, so I'm not sure what those were exactly for, but they're on the ledger.
Attorney filing fees.
I came from a retail background, so I'm I'm very wet behind the ears here.
How much was that attorney fee again?
130.
130 was the filing fee, Your Honor.
Yeah, what was the date of that 130 on the ledger?
2026.
It's on this ledger right here,
Yep.
right up there.
Yep.
It's a date. What was the date?
I'm sorry, 2/20/26.
2026, and the case was filed March 3rd.
There were several service fees totaling 6504, which you should have in your file, plus the statutory attorney's fee of 75.
So if that 2902 already includes the $130 filing fee, I need to back that back out.
Well, what I had, Your Honor, was a total of costs of $210, and I had rent and late fees of $27.72. And she said there was another month on top of that. So that's where we get to that number.
So if I take the 2902, add 6204 and 75, I come up with $3,039.04.
That's close enough.
All right. All right, Mr. Monroe, any additional proofs?
Nothing else, Your Honor, other than I've got the copies of the service fees, but I think you have them in your file.
I have those in the file, yep. All right.
Notice what just happened. The tenant tried to skip the trial entirely and negotiate directly with the judge. That doesn't work because judges can't accept private deals. Courts only resolve disputes through formal process or settlement between the parties themselves. The judge made this crystal clear. Without agreement from the landlord, he had no choice but to hold the hearing.
Ms. Cowley, do you have any questions for either Mr. Pena or Ms. McVean, or anything you would like me to know?
The inspections weren't once every 30 days. They did an inspection once a week. They gave me 7 days in between 4 different times.
7 days to get things cleaned
Yeah.
up?
And I guess I would just kind of like to explain where we came from. Before we moved into the apartment, my children and I were staying at the Oasis Domestic Violence Shelter. And then we moved into the apartment and I was suffering very severely with my mental health, which I actually just now got back on my correct depression dosage, which also led to some health difficulties. And I ended up getting sick and having to take time off work.
Witnesses back there that we haven't called.
And during that time, my work had upped hours temporarily and I was pretty much home to sleep. And I was having a really hard time getting my children to help me pick up the house, even though I was very upfront with them about what we were dealing with. And having a hard time with it. My two older kids, their dads aren't involved at all,
How old are your older kids?
17 and 13.
Okay.
My 17-year-old's dad's in prison for molesting and raping her. My 13-year-old's dad hasn't seen her since she was one of his own choice.
Anything else you want me to know?
No.
When was the last time the apartment was inspected?
I haven't had anyone there in months. I haven't even heard from anyone in months until I got the court paper for the eviction.
Do you take exception to the allegation that you owe $3,039.04?
No, I don't.
All right. Mr. Monroe, do you have any questions for Ms. Cowley?
Yes, I do. You heard the gentleman talk about the event involving the automobile, and I believe that was on January 1 of 26.
Yes,
Were you charged with drunk driving out of that event? That's all I have, Your Honor.
All right, and the court will take judicial notice that Ms. Cowley's case was, she pled to an operating while intoxicated back on February 4th and has been sentenced to that, under that case.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Any argument then, Mr. Monroe?
Nothing further.
Ms. Cowley, do you have any argument as to why I should not grant the request from the plaintiff?
no, I have violated the lease. I know what I have done is wrong. Like I said, I just asked for time to find safe.
The court finds after the hearing that plaintiff has the right to recover possession of the property based on the testimony and the photographs that I saw, and the court will take judicial notice of the lease that was filed with the complaint. I believe it's paragraph 8, that the tenant will not use the dwelling for any purpose deemed hazardous, nor commit waste on the dwelling, nor maintain or permit to be maintained as a nuisance in the dwelling unit or at the development, nor use or permit the unit or the development to be used in an unlawful manner. I do find, based on the photographs and the testimony, that the apartment was kept in a way that was hazardous to both the occupants and any other occupant in the building. Also, the drunk driving resulting in a conviction from the parking lot, I believe, would fall into that category as well, for using it in an unlawful manner, which then gets us to paragraph 9 of breach of the lease. So I do believe that the plaintiff has met their burden in that regard. As such, I do order that the plaintiff has the right to recover, and defendant must vacate the premises. I'm going to give until April 10th. I know that's a little bit longer than the 10 days, but there is Good Friday in there along with a holiday, so I'm going to give until April 10th to vacate. Defendant may be liable for money damages after moving out, including damages and additional rent. Acceptance of a partial payment will not prevent an order of eviction from entering, and a money judgment enters in the amount of $3,039.04. That breaks out into back rents and late fees in the amount of $2,772, and costs in the amount of $267.04.
Let's see, today is what, the 24th, Your Honor?
26.
26. You're gonna give her 10 days, so it's gonna run into next month. You probably ought to have another month's rent on that.
Or at least prorated.
or a prorated amount of it.
Well, what does that figure out to be?
What would that be?
11. She had,
$8.99?
yeah, that was her share. She had a voucher.
My voucher currently covers all of them.
So 1109 was your rent?
Yeah,
Oh.
but the voucher from the state is covering all of it.
30 days.
$36.96 a day, and I gave her until April 10th.
369.60.
Increases the damages then, 3,141.60 plus the 267.04, 3,408.64.
That's what I got, Your Honor.
All right, I have signed that judgment. The parties can get a copy of it at the front window.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. If you want to stay, it might be.
Colleen, that's out of Staples.
Thank you.
The court granted eviction to the landlord with a final money judgment of $3,408.64, including back rent, late fees, court costs, and prorated rent through the April 10, 2026 move-out date. Ms. Cowley received approximately 2 weeks to vacate, longer than the standard 10 days to account for the Easter holiday weekend. She remains liable for any additional damages discovered after move-out. A judge can hear your hardest story and still rule against you. The law doesn't ignore suffering, it simply can't transform lease violations into legal compliance. What separates this courtroom from a conversation on the street is that binding decisions require proof, not just pathos. Subscribe for more real cases where law and life collide.